Thank you so much, sir, for joining us, and congratulations on India's first ever InvIT IPO.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Sir, if you could tell us, through this IPO, what is the debt level that you expect to reduce, and what are the levels that you will be comfortable at?
So we are the InvIT to begin with will have 6 road assets under its control, and collectively we are looking at raising 5,000 odd crores out of this issue. And the user proceeds, as you said, would include 3,350 crores of debt being repaid on the underlying SPVs, and the balance would go to IRB towards retirement of its sub-debt and part of the equity. IRB will continue to hold 15% into the trust, which would be almost 900 crores worth of units. And on these assumptions, the enterprise value of these assets work out to around 5,922 crores.
Okay. You spoke about those 6 projects. So could you tell us which are those 6 projects?
Yeah, the 6 projects include 3 6-lane projects and 3 4-lane projects. The 6-lane projects include the Dahisar Surat 240 kilometers project, 65 kilometers Surat Bharuch, and 115 kilometers long Tumkur Chitradurg, which is part of the Bombay Bangalore. And the 3 4-lane projects would include Jaipur Tong Devli, which is a part of the Jaipur Bhopal highway, Talegaon Amravati, which is a part of the east west corridor just outside Nagpur, and the last one is Omalur Namakkal Salem in Tamil Nadu, which is a part of the north south corridor. That is also again close to 70 kilometers long corridor. So these are the 6 projects which would comprise 700 kilometers of road length. And the balance average concession period on these assets is around 16 years. But the idea is that the trust will keep growing by buying more assets, and it would be a kind of a perpetual trust.
And how much revenue does these 6 projects contribute to?
The post-tax EBITDA presently that these projects have to begin with itself is 700 crores plus. So on a EV of 5,922 crores, we believe that it would be able to offer a starting yield of around 12% to its unit holders.
And will you be using the fund to fund any other projects apart from these 6 projects?
Yeah, so the money that comes back to IRB of close to 1,700 crores would be primarily bringing the debt levels down in IRB. So the gearing in IRB will improve from close to 3:1 to almost 1.8:1. And with the improved gearing, what would happen is the other balance debt of IRB would also get repriced, because the ratings, consolidated ratings are likely to move up as a result of that.
So the basic assumption, if I'm wrong, correct me, for higher valuations is the assumption in growth in traffic. So what is the estimated growth in traffic that you expect?
Okay, so we had conducted a third-party valuation of these projects, which was done by Grant Thornton, and these projects historically have actually performed and given a revenue CAGR of around 11.4%.
Okay.
But the purpose of the InvIT was to maximize value for the unit holders without compromising the returns for IRB. So effectively what we are now doing is we are transferring these projects at book to the trust, and at this valuation it would translate to a traffic growth assumption of around 5.5% and inflation of around 4.5% that has been assumed. So you can say 9.58% revenue CAGR is what we have assumed, as against the 11.4 that the projects have actually delivered. So there is enough comfort that has been built into the pricing.
Sir, if we just talk for a moment about demonetization and that period when the toll was actually stopped. So what is the claim that you have put to the government, and have you received any amount, and when is it expected? What is the timeline?
So part of the claim amount has been received, and the part of the claim amount will be actually by way of extending the concession period. Okay. So it is more or less finalized in terms of our understanding with NHAI. So I don't see any dispute remaining pending for long.
Could you tell us that amount?
We had around 74 crores worth of total claims, and almost 30 odd crores has been received. The balance is will be more or less by way of extension to the concession period. So we should have the final exact numbers in maybe a month or a couple of months from now.